You know, for this Valentine's Day and the order of my reviews series, I just realised that last year I did an animated movie for my first review of that year and did my Valentine's Day video, which is the second video, a live action movie. This time I made my first review for this year, a live action movie review, and this is my second one, which is also Valentine's Day, that is animated. Did I switch them around intentionally? What time will tell. But now, let's review a romance and a Pixar movie.
The filming Daniel.
Hey guys, it's Daniel here, and happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. I hope you're out there having fun with your girlfriend, your true love, your sweetheart, or just a Valentine that is just a friend. Something that I don't think I have. I'm so lonely. But anyway, enough about that. Now let's talk about what I did last year, a romance movie. But what romance movie have I decided to do? Well, it's a Disney Pixar animated movie that came out last year, which unfortunately did not win the majority of the box office over, because it was a bit of a box office bomb when it was first released. I may or may not know the reason for it, I don't know, but now I'm here to discuss my thoughts on it, and that is the 2023 Pixar animated movie that has a romantic couple between the two elements of fire and water, Elemental. So Elemental takes place in the city of Element City, where the majority of the four main elements of fire, water, earth and air combine and reside in the city. And in the area of Firetown, a female fire element named Ember is the daughter of a father that runs a shop that they live in for years, and it's something that she's really looking forward to, as her father will be passing the torch of responsibility of the shop onto her. The problem is that she has a bit of a temper on her that can get out of hand if she's either overworked or constantly being annoyed by the customers. And one day her temperament gets out a bit too far as it destroys a lot of the pipes in her shop, and a water element man named Wade slides out of the pipe as it got sucked in through the pipes from Element City. So, Wade and Ember get to know each other as they also try to fix a leak that is connecting the waters to Firetown, as well as developing romantic feelings for each other. Now, like I said, I don't know the major reason as to why this movie was a box office bomb. I think it was because people saw the trailer, saw it had a really good visual style, but felt like it was gonna be a generic romance story. I don't know. I could be wrong. You'll have to let me know in the comment section below as to why not a lot of people went to go see Elemental. So, after watching the movie twice now, I have to say, God, this movie is so endearing to watch. I mean, all of the elements, thank you, needed for a great Pixar movie is in here, because this is Pixar. I mean, Pixar can do us no wrong. Okay, I don't think it was that bad, but I think that this movie was great and it had a lot of the things that was needed for why it was really, really good. The biggest thing that really held the movie together for me is the impeccable relationship and characters combined of Ember and Wade. These characters are not only really good characters on their own, Ember being a relatable character as she gets overpressured by work and also struggles with what she wants to do in her life, and Wade, who can be an openly nice and polite man that might get a little overboard with his words, but means well in his heart. But the both of them together man, these two make for an adorable couple. I mean, from the very comedic way that they meet, to when they have to work together on a leak, to when Wade actually asks her to hang out with him, and all of the situations they get into, and the date, and all the hangout days, and the dates that they get with each other, and how they help each other to bring out their better selves. With Ember teaching Wade about the realistic natures of her dad's shop, and Wade helping Ember to really be her true self, and really find her need of what she wants to do in life. I think these two messages together, brought out by these characters, is very endearing to watch, and their relationship carries the entire film. And of course, let's also talk about the animation style. The animation is fantastic. I mean, I love the many attention to details when it comes to the fire and the water and the earth and the air elements. The water elements I just found amazingly. I mean, it's blue. I mean, I like the colour blue a lot, but I mean, I love the like, you could just see through the water elements because that's what water is like. I love how when Wade and Ember get close to each other, they have different effects. I mean, Ember can easily get put out by Wade, but Wade actually has a unique style of getting bubbly whenever he's near fire. The bubbling textures of the water inside of Wade, I actually think that look kind of intriguing and also very unique. Even if you don't like the movie, you can't say that the animation isn't great. I mean, it's Pixar because they always find unique ways to make their animation come alive. So, granted, loved the animation, loved it. The film was also very funny too. I mean, this movie has so many like lines or references to the ways that elements could go above each other and also speak to each other, like the dialogue between them. It makes for some very comedy gold moments. But at the same time, because this is also a Pixar movie, there's going to be some tender moments because the emotions can get into you as you feel for the characters and feel for the different struggles that they go through, because the film also uses different themes very well, like themes of overpressure, overwhelmness, racism, males open up about their feelings. That I like that the film uses all that stuff to the advantage, because in terms of like the racism and all that stuff, yes, the film doesn't entirely make that clear that it's racism, but it does use it very well, because when fire is being introduced into Element City, like the different fire people, they're often getting shut out by other people. I mean, granted, you can understand why the other elements are shutting them out, because, well, fire can burn them, but it's really intriguing that they use this as like a theme of racism. I mean, I'm sorry to go on about racism in the review, but I feel like the movie definitely used that to the advantage. But in terms of like character feelings and all that stuff, there's often use of like being overwhelmed, which is Ember's temper issue that's trying to tell her something, and her realising maybe that's not what I wanted. You can understand why her dad is both passionate about the shop and also neglectful about other elements, because he has been mistreated by other elements a few times, so you can understand where he's coming from, and also you can understand why he can be determined for his daughter to take over the shop, because not only has he been through a lot, but also I like how Ember doesn't really know what she wants at first. I mean, you can tell that her dream is to become the owner of a shop, and she actually wants that dream to begin with. Usually with like parent and daughter or son relationships, the parent would often force someone to do a career, something they don't want to do, and without going into spoilers, it kind of does that, but not to the way you think, because at first, Ember actually does want to take over the shop, but then through their communications with other characters, she actually kind of changes her minds and goes off to seek something else. I think that's really interesting storytelling for a main character. And I love how Wade and his family are characters that are meant to be like a symbol of like expressing emotions and feelings, because Wade, in my opinion, while his crying and his over-explanation of what he thinks can lead to a little bit of trouble, it doesn't change the fact that he is still a great role model for children. And a great role model for adults too, because it helps to show that not all males are keeping their emotions in, because they can be open about their feelings depending on like their personality. And because Wade is such an innocent and lovely man, he can become open, and I think the movie explores that very well. And speaking of Wade's family, I just want to mention real quick, Wade's mother, she's actually voiced by Catherine O'Hara. Yes, Kate McAllister, Kevin's mother in the Home Alone films, the first two, voices a Pixar character. I totally did not know that. And I believe she's also set to show up in season 2 of The Last of Us, which, honestly, wow, a Home Alone actress in a Last of Us show. Like, I'm interested to see that. And the last thing that I will say I loved about this movie was the score and the music. I feel like the score definitely had unique instruments and themes to really get the emotions across. Like, these like sounds that really haven't been heard in a lot of other movies, or maybe they have, I just haven't seen them, but this is the first time I heard these sounds in a while, and they just sound a bit like wavy and just smooth to get across certain emotions, and I think that the movie definitely uses them to their full potential. And the music is very good too. Not only with the score, but there's also a theme song that plays throughout the movie called Steal the Show, you know, the whole ba 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 da 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 da. I have been hearing that theme for a while, and anybody that hears the words da 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 knows where that song is from, and I think that it was a very catchy song, kind of like Nobody Like You from Turning Red. So you can probably tell by this review that I really liked Elemental. I mean, I might as well say that I loved the film, and I will say I just about loved the film because of the enchanting and dynamic romance of our two leads, and the great animation and the different themes that this movie likes to explore. But if I did have one problem with the movie, and it is only one problem with the movie, is that some structures in the story felt a little choppy. I mean, maybe there was like a wrong action of this character that did something wrong. Maybe it was like a pacing issue, because at one point, like, I'm not gonna give too much away, but there's supposed to be a moment where there's supposed to be like a sad scene and all hope is lost, and then there's like a long like 10-minute cut to the climax. But then this whole section in this movie was like, it just 6 minutes, I guess. So it was a bit of a rushed conclusion for this movie, and maybe there was like a few low moments now and again. I can't exactly name them on the top of my tongue, but I did kind of notice them a little bit. And I will admit it did kind of bring the movie down a little bit from my second viewing, because when I watched it the first time, absolutely loved it, and here, still loved it. Because overall, despite one little problem now and again, I thought this movie was absolutely amazing. I thought that it was a very enchanting and relatable movie for characters and for people in general. For Ember and Wade, who I definitely can resonate with Wade and can also resonate with Ember, because I've also gone through a lot of overwhelmness and pressure, and I could also relate to Wade because I also have kind of a heart for trying to be open about yourself. I thought that the animation was solid. Pixar, once again. I thought that the different themes and ideologies that the movie wants to explore were great. The music was good. And I'm very pleased that this is part of the Pixar canon. And honestly, I wish more people would have gone to see it. And I wish it didn't become a box office bomb, because this movie, in my opinion, is going to get 4 3/4 of a star out of 5. It's a near masterpiece of a movie. And honestly, if I give the movie another rewatch for a third time, I might like it even more, because I think it could be a masterpiece, I don't know. But I thought the movie was fantastic, I loved it, and if you have not seen Elemental yet, go watch it, as both a Pixar fan and for a Valentine's Day present and experience. But anyway guys, what do you think of this movie? Do you absolutely love it, and you think it's a very relatable movie like I did? Or do you agree with the rest of the people who didn't go see it and you thought it was a very boring and cliche premise and movie in general, and it's not one of Pixar's canons? And let me ask you this question: what is your favourite romantic animated film? Let me know in the comment section below. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review, and happy Valentine's Day to all of you. I hope you have fun, and I do hope to get some more videos out on the radar in the near future. So anyway, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'm Daniel, reviewing movies, TV shows, doing videos, and collecting the elements of water, earth, fire, air. I did not copy that from Avatar: The Last Airbender, by the way. Okay, I'm done with this review. Anyway, love the movie. See you guys next time. Peace out, man.